This is our first live session.
This is.
So, audience members, you're in on a little secret with me. We are the only ones in the room that know what's happening to Hahn right now. He doesn't know.
I don't know. I get no consent. No consent was given for this, but okay.
The concept of this episode I came up with solely on my own, and I didn't tell Hahn anything. He has no idea what's about to happen. So, today, we are going to analyze Jurassic Park.
Oh my god.
From the standpoint of production mistakes.
Oh my god.
We're going to be showing Hahn scenes from Jurassic Park, and he has to find the mistake. Let the drinking begin.
Oh, here we go.
Alrighty. So, for anybody in our generation, I'm sure you've seen Jurassic Park a billion times. We all have, because it's like the most popular movie of all time.
Yes.
What I've always found astounding about Jurassic Park is for as good and amazing as it is full of mistakes.
There are a lot, yes. There's one I can already think of that I always...
Just comes right into mind.
Like, I can't not see it now.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it, and I try to just be like, that's okay.
Yeah, but I felt that this was really appropriate. And
Yes.
at the risk of dating this episode, at the
Yes.
time of recording this, is just recently past the 30th anniversary of the
has.
theatrical
Yeah.
release. It was this, I think it was the 11th, right?
Yeah.
So it sparked some interest. I probably should have had this a little faster ready to go, but
No, this is good. I like this.
I was like, this will be a good one and a fun one. I wanted to do just like kind of a goofball one.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing a lot of hard, serious ones.
Yeah, I'm into this one. Okay, here we go.
So, all right, let me pull up some scenes here.
And I, for the record, would like to say, I do not believe that the lawyer... Can we swear?
Yeah,
Are
if
we
you want.
allowed to swear? I do
God
not
damn it, George, swear.
Damn it, George, swear. I do not believe that the lawyer shits his pants before the T-Rex. He does not take down his pants. He's wearing shorts, and he might metaphorically shit his pants.
Well, if you've seen the most recent, did you see the most recent Sonny?
I have not. No.
Okay, I'll bite my tongue.
Okay.
We'll do that in another one. But
Okay.
there's a really great moment with Frank on that. But
Okay.
neither here nor there.
I can't believe it's been 30 years.
We've been coming here for 30
We've
years.
been coming here for 30 years, man. Well, I never saw it in theaters, the original one.
Really? That was actually the first movie that I saw in theaters.
No.
I was a 3-year-old child. My parents were very irresponsible.
I was going to say, what? What were they still carrying you in like one of those arm carriage things? Did they have those back in the 90s? I don't remember.
My sister was traumatized, but I was mesmerized.
Lion King was mine. That was the first movie I saw.
Yeah.
But I remember my brother and sister coming home from seeing it.
Yeah.
And like they were trying to hide it from me, the fact that they saw it, but I eventually figured it out. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, you saw Jurassic Park.
This is bullshit. So I'm not going to go in any kind of chronological order here. These are just kind of like my favorite hits of the ones I'm aware of.
All right.
I'm going to start off with a simple one.
Okay.
Forgive me, I'm scrubbing the timeline here.
Our lives are in your hands and you have butterfingers. Have you ever read the book?
I have read the book, and I did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones that I think is complimentary in a lot of great ways because it's so different.
Yeah.
You get a lot of different stuff.
There is a lot of different stuff, like spoilers if no one's ever read the book and would like to. Jeff Goldblum's character, Malcolm,
Is not the rock star.
No, yeah, he actually does not make it off the island.
Yeah.
In the book. I don't know the exact story.
Yeah, they decided to really shift it up.
Yeah, which I can see. I think that works for the movie.
So let's start with our first clip here. I'm not going to give you any context or tell you what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm going to see if you can catch it.
Okay. No, wait, before you do, okay, so are there any rules or parameters to this? Like, can I only watch the clip once?
No.
And
If you want to pull it up multiple times, you can.
Okay. All right. Okay, here comes Grant. This is in the beginning. He's going into the trailer. Hammond's just landed.
All right, the mistake has already occurred.
What? Let me see that again. Mistake has already occurred.
Play it again.
Hang on. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Wait a minute.
I pulled it right as it happened. I'm so sorry.
Wait, let me see. Is there like a production crew in the background? What's going on there?
So the mistake is that Grant opens the door to the right in the first shot. In the second shot, he's opening the door to his left.
Oh, it's a continuity error.
It's a continuity error because they shot the interior of the trailer on a stage.
A stage, yeah.
And they shot the exterior on a location.
Yeah.
And there was just an oversight that they changed doors. Now, in this same scene, there is already another mistake.
I think I might know what this one is.
Yeah, I actually didn't know of this one until recently, and I was like, how is there one that I've missed over all these years?
This is the one I was thinking of, so I wasn't even, but maybe. Yeah, let's see. Let's check this one out.
Yeah, I like that too, because it's like there's a lot like
so
within
for those of you who have
scenes.
seen the movie, we're in the opening
in the
scene
trailer scene where Hammond first introduces
where
himself.
Hammond first appears to them. They're inside the trailer now, talking to him. He's got the bottle of champagne. He's got. Yep, I know what this one is. Yep, here it comes.
You can call it out if you already know
Here it comes. It's coming at any second now. Hang on. They're going to cut. I know they're going to do it. Oh my God. I don't remember it taking this long. There it is. The towel. The towel is different. He has a white towel in his hand when he first starts cleaning
And
the
it changes
glass.
hands.
And it changes hands.
Multiple times through the scene because they're cutting back and forth between different coverage.
It's a pink towel. Yep.
And there was a different performance in each.
So the script supervisor, production design, there was...
Also, fun thing. I've been trying to track this down for a couple years. There is an edit that leaked online of the entire film. It was like a rough assembly edit, like mostly the same as the final cut, like in terms of cutting points. But the main difference was it wasn't cropped for theater projection. It's still in its 35 millimeter square format, and it has a lot of information that was not chopped off the top and bottom of the frame. Now, they were shooting for title safe for 1.85, but because they were shooting for that and knowing they were going to chop the bottoms and tops off, you see a lot of Dean Cundy's lighting setups and tricks and little things that were done, and it's like really exciting because you get to see like behind the curtain.
And
it's
literally
really cool.
And you are a Dean Cundy fan. Yes.
He's in my top three. He's all-time top three.
All-time top three. Okay, so not necessarily like who's one or two or three, but who are the top three, you would say?
If I'm saying all-time, I come back to him the most because he shot some of my all-time favorites. He shot John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yes.
He shot The Thing.
Yep.
He shot Jurassic Park, and he shot all three Back to the Futures.
Oh my God. Yep, that's right.
Those alone, I was like, this dude is a god. But yeah, he's up there. I lost my train of thought. Let's find the next clip. I'm not gonna do like a ton. This is like I said, this is just a for fun.
I'm into this, yeah.
Just a for funs one. If anybody wants to like jump out and throw more at us on our Instagram and whatnot, please do so because I love it. I love so much of the
Someone
goofs.
please tell me where do we stand on what is the lawyer's character's name?
Gennaro, right?
Is it Gennaro?
Yeah, I think this was Gennaro.
Is that his name? I can't. But yeah, the lawyer who bends the kids when the T-Rex breaks out. I do not believe he actually shits his pants. Who
is there actual debate over this?
Yes.
I missed this.
There is debate over this. Is
it like something in the VFX when he's like thrashed?
I have no idea, but he's in shorts and then he gets eaten. I always took it as a metaphorical thing that he's like scared shitless. He goes to the bathroom, into the bathroom to hide.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any evidence to show that he's, having a bowel move before the
that's
T-Rex
the first
comes
I've heard of that one, actually. That's kind of interesting.
Maybe this is...
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I've just personally never heard that one.
This is just me.
Almost to the next one.
What do you think? How much do you think it would take to have a dinosaur amusement park on it? If they actually did a real Jurassic Park, would they put it on an island?
We're cloning mammoths, man.
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
Would they actually put it on an island? Or would they do the Lost World thing where they bring it to the mainland? Bring people halfway around the world to visit a zoo.
Bring the zoo
to them. San Diego is the perfect set. Oh, I never knew that line was like the joke in that line. It took me years later to figure
San Diego Chargers?
Yes, he's like, San Diego has a perfect set. San Diego Zoo, SeaWorld.
A lot of animal attractions.
Yes.
Local
all
to
the
San Diego.
all the zoo attractions. And like that is like a joke or like a character building moment for the villain of that series. Of the
Ludlow, right?
Ludlow, yes.
Ludlow's
Thank you,
his
Mr.
name.
Ludlow. But yeah, for the whole time when I would watch that as a kid, that line would just go right over my head.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until later in life, probably like college when I started watching it again. I was like, oh, I get it now. He thinks he's above it all. And he thinks the football stadium
the
is
elitist mentality.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm having trouble pinpointing exactly where this one is because it's like these scenes are so intercut.
Are they on the island yet?
Yeah, it's in the tour vehicles, so it is a bit of a jump ahead shot because it is a brief shot. But it does have to do with the hurricane that unexpectedly hit the production and caused them to change the entire story.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So originally, Jurassic Park did not include the storm hitting the island, which changed a lot of what they had planned. And all of their stage work then got rescheduled and done because they built all the animatronics and everything. And there were a lot of other problems that were caused because they changed all the stage work to match. And then things like they didn't build the T-Rex animatronic to withstand being rained on.
Yeah, I remember like, the rain would like it was Winston, it was Stan Winston, right? That helped with that. Yeah. I think too, I remember him. I just can remember looking at behind the scenes stuff where they would have to like take just towels just to dry the T-Rex off enough.
So since we're bringing this up,
it would weigh it down too much.
I'm going to actually skip ahead to another mistake that I know of.
Okay.
That this line of topic brings up. So in the scene where the T-Rex first emerges after the power is off, he's sniffing the cars. It's apparent that he's getting angry. I think this is where it is.
Okay. So this is the famous scene where...
So there's an overhead shot of the T-Rex after he roars.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Okay. Okay, so they're backing up into the car. He's doing his thing. He's trying to tip the car.
It's
over.
right before the T-Rex bops his head into the car. So you can see the jitter motion of the T-Rex filled with water.
You can see the jitter motion in his lower jaw. Yes.
Yeah. I remember always thinking that was kind of weird, but then I was like, wait a minute. And I like actually looked it up and I was like, oh, it wasn't supposed to do that.
No, it was not. And that, hey, too, I think that's a testament to how good the movie is in the sense, because like a movie that you don't like or a story, anything that you don't like, you get through it once. If you get through it once,
yeah.
I know for me, I rarely go at it again.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are mistakes in there like this, I'll never find them because I'll never see it or watch it again. Whereas Jurassic Park, I've seen it so many times that each reviewing, you start to notice those things because it's one of those movies that honestly, if it's on, I can watch it.
Yeah.
Anytime. So that is even though we are looking at some of the flaws in the diamond here.
Yeah. Like I definitely don't want people to think this is a negative thing. It's just like, it's fun to pick them out, I think.
Yes, it is.
Because it is such a masterful movie.
And it's also to know that like, hey, even Hollywood still makes mistakes.
And it's like, I think that there's some charm in it. I think you can't have that now because Hollywood's so scrutinizing over every little frame. It's like they're going to pull it apart.
Mm-hmm.
But
and a lot with CGI too. Like, I mean, even though this does have CGI in it, I think this was one of the first movies to.
This came right off the heels of Terminator 2. Yeah. So Terminator 2 was and The Abyss were the first forays into actually integrating it.
Because they were even going to originally use like maquettes, weren't they, for like the full motion dinosaurs?
Yeah. No, the original plan was
the actual stop motion.
Yeah.
And then I forget who it was, but
they actually included the extinction line about Alan Grant's profession.
That's right, when they're walking in the thing. We're out of a job.
That was a quip at Phil Tippett, if I remember correctly. There's another mistake in this same scene that is still kind of baffling to me, and it's geolocational to the scene.
Okay. I think I might know what one this is. So again, we're at the T-Rex paddock scene, the famous in the rain where the T-Rex is broken out.
So given the setup that we have seen from this already established geography, what does not make sense?
Is this the one?
What does not make sense about what's about to happen here?
Yes, where they're about to like, okay, go up. Yeah, there's all of a sudden there's this sheer drop.
There's a cliff inside the T-Rex paddock that doesn't make any geological
That was always
sense.
one that, even when I saw it for the first time, maybe not the first time I saw it, but earlier on.
The more you think about it, it's like, wait a minute.
It's like, like what is going on there? Or is like the T-Rex just that?
Because it's like
big?
It is right in the hole where the T-Rex emerges. So it's like, did the thing climb up?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, that is definitely one that I would love to like sit down with someone who worked on it and be like, I'm not bashing it, but like,
why?
What happened here exactly? Like,
and I do think it honestly is out of convenience.
It could be, yeah.
I think it's just because they couldn't make it work like a traverse to another spot.
I think in my head, I always tried to justify it as like the T-Rex paddock slopes downward too. Okay,
that's what a lot of people attribute it to.
Like there's a hill that the T-Rex, it just goes down naturally.
Yeah,
the fence. Yeah,
but also within that same geology, there's another mistake. Not in this scene, but with that same geology causes another mistake later on when Malcolm arrives, or when Malcolm is rescued from that location. Oh, forgive me, I'm skipping ahead. This was a bad format for this. I should have had the clips like pre-made. But
next clip one.
We'll do another clip.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. All right. So after Malcolm is located, they are taking a look at the fallen tour vehicle at the base of the proverbial non-existent cliff.
Yes.
And Malcolm is sitting in the Jeep, and we've established in a previous shot that he is sitting in the Jeep at the top of the proverbial cliff from where the tour vehicle went over initially. But as the scene progresses, the geography surrounding the Jeep changes.
Yeah.
And Malcolm is now sitting at the base of the cliff where the tour vehicle is.
Yeah.
And they drive away from that location without ever, it's a total and complete continuity error.
Yeah. This one, I think, slipped by me. I don't think I've ever. So it's.
So would you agree from the start of the scene that Malcolm is sitting at the top of the cliff?
He's definitely, because you can see the broken fence in the background. You can see the other car.
But.
Hey, we got to get out of here, right? Oh, it's a definite cut. Oh, yeah.
So I think what happened was. I think
they're trying to hide that it's not. They're trying to make it seem like
I think what happened was it happened in the editing room. I think there was a change that got cut down.
Yeah, there had to be. Yeah, definitely.
That's my personal theory about it. And the rest of these are going to largely be just scrutinous. But those are the big ones.
You skipped over one of the bigger ones in that scene when the T-Rex.
Pull it up. Let's see it.
When the T-Rex
surprise me.
Oh, okay.
Surprise me with
all right. All right, here. I got.
Forgive me. This time I'm eating on a podcast.
Mm-hmm. That's how we do it. Got him 151 on today's glitch list. Where? Okay, in the go. Okay. All right, he's about to turn the car over.
Okay. Yes, we're in the paddock
yes.
escape scene once
Yeah,
more.
he's right about to flip the car over with the kids in it.
Oh, is it the glass that disappears?
No, I think you can actually see one of the here. Let me see. I'm going to just pause.
Yeah.
When it does it again, I think you can actually see like one of the stage lights in the background.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've not seen that one before. That's new on me.
Yep. You can actually see look to the top right corner. See the plants in a pot.
Oh my God!
Sitting back there.
I've never seen that one before.
It's very quick.
That's crazy. And this would have been on the stage set too.
Yeah.
So that was very much in control. I think adding the rain did add a lot of chaos to that set.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like the whole thing with the hurricane emerging in.
So that was by accident that they added the hurricane, or not by accident, but the hurricane happened because they shot a lot of it in Hawaii.
Their principal photography was set up to be first. So the thinking was that they could fix a lot of the things on the stage if need be after the fact to match what they got on the day, and they would rush their production schedule in Hawaii. But because they had a very tight schedule, they got the island that they were on got hit by a hurricane in the middle of production.
Nice.
They were not prepared for this to happen, and they actually evacuated shooting in the middle of production to get everybody to shelter because they were very concerned for people's
Captain
safety.
says we gotta go. We gotta go.
That actually brings up another interesting mistake that I forgot about until just this second. So
how many? I mean, there's probably a lot, and all movies have their, especially continuity errors. There's a ton to be had.
But I think it's interesting from this one because it adds to the themes of the movie, which is why I think that they stand the test of time so interestingly. Because it's chaos, everything falling.
Yeah.
Chaos. The fact that they couldn't control the hurricane. And rolled with it is very much life finding a way. It all feeds into the same stuff. Not a mistake, but a fun little tidbit. In the helicopter descending sequence, whenever Grant ties his seatbelt, I've heard this from a number of people who believe this. I personally think that this was intentional, but he puts two female ends of the seatbelt together.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Which I always found to be tying into the two female dinosaurs finding a way to mate and survive in the wild. Yeah, I always thought that was clever if that was intentional.
Hey, West African frogs have been known to spontaneously...
West African seatbelts, my man.
Yes. Well, I think it's two. I want to say, nobody quote me on this, but I want to say, can't clownfish do that?
Something, yeah.
I swear, clownfish can, if you put enough, male or female clownfish together, one of them will after certain spontaneously change gender.
There's a lot of different species of animal that can do it.
I'm no scientist. That this is just coming from years of just reading, going down the rabbit hole of Google.
All right, so I'm going to hit you with another one here. You ready for this?
Yes.
This is the scene where Nedry is getting ready to execute his plan.
Okay. Is that a model that they're... Okay, here he is. Captain says, we got to go. You got to give me 15 minutes, half an hour.
The mistake is currently happening.
Oh, has he already executed the plan on the computer? No. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's the computer. It's a video file. It's a video file.
You can actually see the QuickTime.
You can see the QuickTime. See, now I will... Okay, now this one... I love and will somewhat defend because this was at a time when computers were still definitely... video conferencing
Nobody knew anything about this. This was not common knowledge.
Yes. In today's world, you would have to, even at the very least, crop that out.
Yeah. And the irony is you could do that in visual effects relatively easily.
Yeah. But that is true. Yeah, he's just playing a video the whole time.
Which I love it. It's so clear that it is such a Spielberg thing. A great little Spielberg
I never knew this. Speaking of Spielberg, here's another tidbit. He did this simultaneously with Schindler's List?
Yeah. So not production-wise at the same time. So while he was cutting Jurassic Park, literally, I think it was within days or weeks, they started while he was commuting nights back and forth. He was basically shooting Schindler's List during the day, coming home and editing Jurassic Park at night. And I was like, how the hell do you do that?
You really go from one end of the spectrum to the other in terms of narrative style and tone, at least. Jurassic Park is violent, but we know it definitely has that sci-fi fantasy feel going on.
And there's an element of action adventure fun to it too.
Yeah, Schindler's summer List blockbuster where Schindler's List is a much more
it's a straight up serious, depressing somber drama.
Yeah. That has to be tough to switch the mindset.
Yeah, how do you do both of those tones simultaneously?
You give me enough money, I'll give it a shot. But yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a challenge.
Yeah, no, I think that above all else, the fact that he made two such masterfully, tonally different movies
At the same time,
in such rapid succession, I was like, all right. Yes, but to answer your question, you asked if that was a model. You were asking.
Oh yeah, when the storm is coming over, like the waves pushing over the.
It's actually not a model.
It's not? Okay. It always looked like a model to me, but I was like, I don't know, maybe it's not.
What they did was when the hurricane hit the island unexpectedly, they actually kept the crews running out and getting footage. They were recording, getting stuff at the island, getting hit.
Yeah.
It was all real footage of the hurricane that hit them unexpectedly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And they were very lucky because they shot out all of the helicopter pad stuff, all of some of the gate sequences, like all the electrified fence gates that like Nedry passes through. They pass through in the beginning when they land from the helicopter pad. All that stuff got annihilated and destroyed.
Wow.
They built all that and it got wiped the hell out. And they were very lucky because they got enough. I would assume there were things that they missed, but they got enough to put it together. Because if not, they were screwed.
Well, that would have been a hell of a rain schedule to follow. I mean, because you normally, on like your typical production, for those who've never been on one, tend to schedule your exterior shots in the beginning in the event that maybe there is rain.
Yeah.
And you have a rain shoot. You're like, okay, we'll go in. If you have to cancel a day, you go in and go to like a studio if you can and shoot the interior shots. That way, then you have time later on in your schedule to make it up. So yeah, to have the whole thing wiped out though, literally by a hurricane is impressive that they managed to pull it together.
Yeah, I know there are tours in Kauai where like they shot, like you can go up and see the helicopter pad that is just shattered over where that waterfall is. It is just in rock pieces everywhere because it hit that hard that it shook apart this platform that they built like out of concrete. Like it's like,
is it a hurricane or is it a typhoon? When it's in the Pacific?
I don't know.
Someone help me out with the difference.
I'm not a meteorologist.
No, neither am I. I mean, they're similar. I think they're the same type of storm. It's just I always thought if it's in the Pacific, it's a typhoon. If it's in the Atlantic, it's a hurricane. Not that I'm just like, I'm curious now.
I don't know. That's interesting. But next mistake.
Yeah.
Give me, I'm texting.
This is professionalism at its peak right here. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to check the weather. I have not seen the newest one.
The Jurassic World 3?
Or what is it? Or Dominion, the newest one that came out last year. I have not seen. I don't should I? You're looking at me like I shouldn't, or you don't know you don't know what you want to say about it. I mean, it's
not terrible.
It looked nice, the fact that they tried to bring everybody back that they could.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff was fun.
But I don't know. I wasn't too happy on how Fallen King, is that the
game? Oh, I remember your reaction because we saw that together.
We did. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You screamed out in the middle. Oh, fuck that.
Wait a minute. Wait.
It was when...
Did I?
You did. I remember this.
Which one was it? What part was it?
It was the part where the girl says they're alive.
Oh, like me? Oh, my God.
You said, oh, fuck that.
That's staying in. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, what are we doing here with this?
Yeah, definitely not perfect. Yes, next clip. Sorry.
May I partake?
Yeah, go. Go. I don't have to scrub to find one anyway. Oh, I do know one. Take it. Anything that's in there, man.
John, I can't get Jurassic Park back online without Dennis Nedry.
Oh, so it's not a mistake, but should we talk about Mr. Arnold's arm?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Is there something more going on with that?
Forgive me if I'm mistaken. Isn't it different in the book?
I'm trying to think now. It's been a little while since I read it.
It's been a bit for me as well.
Well, because I think there's a whole other character that they completely cut out. Like, I do think, I have to remember, I'm trying to remember, but I think Robert Muldoon, the hunter, I think he actually survives. At least I think he does.
Fun fact.
Hammond does not survive.
Hammond does not survive.
He actually goes the way the one guy does in Lost World, the little dinosaurs. I forget what they're called. Those green ones.
The compies?
Yes, and they just
swarm
people. I think that's how he dies in the book, is John Hammond goes that way.
Yeah.
Malcolm dies by his wounds. I think the lawyer makes it out. I think he's a bit more complex character in the book, or they give him more to do.
Yeah.
Grant makes it out. Ellie makes it out, but I don't remember. I can't remember. I think he does die in the book. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're correct. This one sequence is a fun one because it's not so much a mistake. It is a mistake.
Yeah,
it's not a mistake. It's a reused shot.
Okay. Did they shoot the scene of him dying in the movie, Samuel Jackson's character, Mr. Arnold?
I think they did shoot it.
I swear, I've.
But it was
seen
a Jaws-esque edit choice to remove it.
Like, I swear I've seen like a deleted scene floating around the interwebs over the years, but I'm getting older now, so I could have imagined it.
It's possible. Forgive me, my phone's acting.
So are you going as Grant and Ellie for Halloween this year?
Fun fact, we talked about this the other night. We have our entire friend group cast for that.
What the hell?
So Allie's niece and nephew are going to be the kids. Jordan is going to be Hammond.
Okay.
We were thinking Cullen as Nedry.
Okay.
Brandon as Muldoon.
Okay.
Danielle as a Velociraptor. We were going to have...
I'm the lawyer, right?
No, you were going to be Grant. We couldn't figure out who to make.
Oh, wait, I thought you'd be Grant.
So this is the funny part. Now, this is exactly why I've been wanting to do this for years.
Okay.
Because I think it'd be hilarious if she was Ellie and I was Ian.
I could see you would pull off the black suit much better than I would.
Just like pulled down, but I'm like fat.
Oh my gosh, I'm in. You just tell me when.
I think Jordan as Hammond is perfect.
No, that is perfect. Yes, Jordan as Hammond. We gotta come up with an episode to get Jordan in as a recurring guest.
I actually have like 2 or 3 in mind.
Okay, we do Rush Hour definitely.
Rush Hour. I was thinking Blue Streak.
Blue Streak, yeah.
It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
Some type of Marvel.
Yeah.
Be it like an Iron Man retrospective or something. Lost my train of thought.
That's cool. I like that though. Too bad they don't do like group costume contests.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We just go to a place that has it.
Yeah.
We're gonna win.
Yeah, I like it.
Should I include that on the air?
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you think.
Do you think Melissa would be offended?
You can always do it as like the first rough edit and then be like, hey,
I like it. See how it plays.
I mean, maybe with us laughing, that might
make it worse.
That might make it worse. Because we were both laughing. It's like, oh yeah,
I forget what I was looking up. Oh, right. Here it is.
Okay, she's running.
This is when Ellie's running through the woods after Muldoon figures out that they're being hunted.
Oh, that's the same shot.
Right?
Yeah, it's a.
Did you ever notice
shot.
that before?
Yeah. No, I actually when she jumps on the fall. I guess it's a fallen palm tree.
The sequence of shots that are cut for her running through the woods to the shed.
Yeah, it's the same shot.
They reuse one of the shots twice.
Yeah,
and it's like noticeably that it always bothered me as a kid because I would watch it on VHS and I could see I was like, well, why isn't they show that again?
And there was a day when
and it was never the same.
I always remember trying sometime to rewind the VHS, and it was like it just took so long because you couldn't pinpoint. You couldn't stop on a dime like you can with digital.
Yeah, it was you had
to stop. You had to rewind, and it's like you could only do it as fast as your hands could go. But even then, it like had to take it had to slow down, start up again, and that would end up destroying some of your copies of your VHS.
Which is exactly why I burned out several VHSs as a child because I would do a lot of start stop.
I tried editing one time using the old recording off of one VHS into another.
Yes.
And that, oh my God, that was a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I never got good at it.
It was tricky.
It was just, I mean, if you ever want to try something different, I don't know where you would get a VHS player anymore. Maybe a thrift store or eBay, something like that.
They're around.
Farmer's market, somewhere non-threatening.
Pumpkin patch, given the time of year.
But yeah, if you ever want to try something, try and take different footage from another VHS and try to splice it together.
If you're an old piece of shit like us who has nothing better to do, crack open some VHS tapes.
Yeah, crack open some VHS tapes. See what happens.
Get crazy.
Yeah. Okay, what's this clip you got here? Oh, that was the one.
That was it. I did it. Trying to think of some other good ones off the top of my head. I don't know.
How about the score for Jurassic?
John Williams. Fun story. I actually have a really fun story. Did I tell you my John Williams story?
When you saw him?
I saw him, when I met him? Well,
yes.
I kind of met him.
Yeah.
I was in the same vicinity as him.
Yes. You took a picture.
So
I think he saw you take a picture, right?
He was in town in Pittsburgh. He was doing a live composing of some of his greatest hits.
And this was this was only what, a year?
It was about a year ago.
Yeah.
So I went and unbeknownst to us, I didn't know what seats I had. These tickets
you didn't have seats. No.
I was just happy to be there. And I was given these tickets as, a present. I just went and I was ready to just have a good time listening to John Williams. We get up there. The usher looks me dead in the face. Is like, you have no idea how lucky you are. And I was like, what is he talking about? He's like, you're seated right behind Mr. John Williams. And I was like, oh, we were about 6 rows back on the balcony.
Oh, you were on the balcony. I thought you were down below.
No,
in the
we
gallery.
were up on the left side balcony.
Is that what the bottom is called the gallery. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, we were on the left side balcony, about six seats behind John Williams, and there was just all hallway between us and him. We were staring at him the whole time, watching him enjoy his own music.
That you want to talk about meta? Now that's getting meta.
But this is not where my story ends. So
there's more.
Come time for him to come down and compose. So he didn't do the whole show, but he did do a select few at the end.
Yeah.
And he does an about face and gets ready to go, looks directly at Allie, winks at her. She swears this didn't happen, but I have photographic evidence of this happening, because I was like, I'm not going to not get a picture of John Williams like 4 feet away from me.
Yeah.
So I'm there taking a picture of it, get a nice wink. I was like, well, of all the men in the world to be winking at her, I can't really be mad at him.
Yeah. I'm old, I'm confused.
90-year-old John Williams, he's going to come up here and steal my lady. All right, what am I supposed to do to that?
The scene from Saving Silverman. I want to party with you.
I just turn into Jack Black.
Jack Black's I love that scene.
I get dragged out of the Benedum into the streets of Pittsburgh. I want to party with you, John.
John, I want to party with you.
Play Jurassic Park, John.
Do it now.
Get the French horn. Play me some
Oh
E.T.
my God.
But
that is a great story. Yeah. And now what ones did he go up and conduct then? You said he only conducted a few. What song? Do you remember what songs he...
Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
What the heck? How do you not remember this?
I was dumbfounded that whole evening,
that's
man.
fair, I guess.
That was a lot. Yeah, he did a ton though. I didn't expect him to do anything with Indiana Jones. Like he did a lot.
He did do Indiana Jones.
He did a bunch of stuff that wasn't even on the set list. After he just kept coming.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
he just did a little bit of an encore type thing. That's nice.
He almost doubled the show at the end when he was supposed to be done. That's
a good experience.
He was fantastic. And
what theater was this at that you went to?
I believe it was at the Benedum.
Was it at the Benedum? Okay.
But yeah, fantastic guy. He just humble as hell. Like
definitely want to
takes care of his people. He the whole orchestra. He just did nothing but sing their praises the whole night.
Yeah,
like he's there presenting an entire set list of music that he wrote himself, and he's singing the praises of the people performing it.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, but yeah, very great man. And yes, phenomenal score to Jurassic Park. It captures not only the spirit of like the Costa Rican islands and Hawaii where it was shot, but shot and set, but it also captures like that once again in that John Williams way, that boyish spirit of discovery. Yeah, which he's very well known for. Between Home Alone and T, he kind of has Harry Potter for that matter. He has.
Oh my God, that's right. I always see there are some that he's done that I forget that's him. Like I don't even. Yeah.
He has that signature boyish discovery. That's like his
yes,
staple.
There is that charm to it.
Because Spielberg basically is as a grown child with a camera. Like, what better director for him to be working with?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's find another clip here. Allie did say she was in.
Okay. Speaking of clips, and since we're talking about Jurassic Park, one thing I've noticed, and this happens a lot with movies or stories that I've read in the past, how much can I get out of it upon each repeat viewing or reading or whatever? And one thing I've noticed as I've gotten older, especially with Jurassic Park, I enjoy, not that I still don't enjoy the dinosaur scene.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the scenes now with just the humans like talking and trying to figure out what the hell are we going to do. Yeah. And in particular, a scene that always comes to my mind a lot lately now is the dining room scene.
The dining room. The ice cream in the dining room scene, or
no, not. Wait, which one has the ice cream? No. Is it ice cream? It's before they go out into the park to tour.
Oh, okay.
It's the one. I shouldn't even say the dining room scene. It's where they're having dinner and they've got the projectors playing behind. They're in the projector room.
Chilean sea bass.
Yes,
I believe
it's right after the raptor paddock. The first time they see it, but you don't see the raptors.
That is the dialogue in that scene.
Yes, Malcolm's dialogue sums up. If you haven't seen the movie in a while, do yourself a favor, watch it again.
It's one of the most rewatchable movies of all time.
But if you just want to watch this scene, you can find it. It is, I don't know what they specifically call it, but it is. We're particularly talking about before they enter the park, go on the tour in the
Since
cars.
I'm scrubbing for clips,
and Malcolm's.
It is a rough time code. It is at about 35 minutes into the movie.
Okay, so about 35 minutes in, they're sitting down for dinner. They're being served dinner. It's ham and lunch. Yes,
Chilean sea bass.
Chilean sea bass. He's prepared. Chilean sea bass. It actually, you know what? As these years have gone by, I see that Ellie looks at it with a little bit of distaste, or like, what is this? I don't know. Maybe she's vegetarian. I've never known.
I think that is the implication.
Okay. Maybe she's like vegetarian
because
or
of
vegan
the implication.
Because of the implication. I actually look at it now and I'm like, you know what? That doesn't look too bad. I'd probably eat that. But anyway, yeah, they have the projectors going, and this is where Hammond is trying to say, what do you guys think so far of the park? And then, of course, Malcolm goes into his speech, which pretty much sums up the heart of the story of Jurassic Park and what it's getting at thematically. Yeah. So yeah, definitely give that scene another watch, because he talks about, I love it where he says, "Oh no, it's way worse."
Yeah. And I do think that
you
Malcolm
stood on the shoulders of giants,
geniuses,
and you patented it, packaged it, and sell it. You want to sell it.
Well,
the discipline to attain, that's the key thing. It's like there was no, I'll tell you what's wrong here. There was no discipline to attain.
And I think that scene thematically speaks to a lot of what is wrong with the world today in general.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people have widespread knowledge, but are just doing it to get ahead.
Yeah, doing it to get ahead. You could argue that. Yeah, no, absolutely. It is that thing. What is that discipline? It comes down to that. If you don't have that discipline to attain it, then you don't usually respect, like Hammond didn't.
If you don't earn the knowledge for yourselves,
you didn't respect the power that he had going on there. And then, of course, that plays out again in the scene that you were thinking of originally in the dining room with the ice cream after all hell is broken loose.
And it ironically, like very hilariously, it opens on like all the merchandise.
Yes,
like lunch,
yes. What a great
shows, like the slapped
and these
on
are
the
moments that when
lunchbox.
I was a kid, I was just like, "Oh, dinosaur toy." There's a lunchbox.
But then, like when you dig into that other layer of
when
it,
you get into that those extra layers, you're just like, "Oh, I see what they're doing here now." Okay,
like there's a whole other commentary going on there.
Absolutely.
And funnily enough, it's like it's a similar theme that they bring up in Ghostbusters. It's like the merchandising.
Oh
it's
yeah, the merchandise alone.
They keep talking, but it's like it's funnier.
It's done to more comedic effect
because they're never going to make any money from this. So it's just like from that irony. I love it.
All right, well, one where you're about to pull something up.
I guess I have one big one. One big one I'll hold for another moment here. Okay. I do want to talk about how much John Hammond looks like John Williams.
That is true. Well, Richard Attenborough. That was Sir Richard Attenborough. I think that was a perfect cast.
Perfectly cast Hammond. From what was his big one, The Great Escape.
I believe so.
Yeah, the hitting the ball against the wall.
We might have to
double check me.
We might have to double check the.
Yay, John Williams.
Yes, Great Escape. You're right. Great Escape. Okay, so you were right. Yep. Bridge Too Far. He's in A Bridge Too Far as well.
Okay.
So that's another. There's another. That's another one.
Yeah.
That's a good Gets Lost.
They just recently remastered Great Escape, if I'm not mistaken.
They did? Nice. But yes, Great Escape. You are correct.
Kind of like his Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
If ever there was a deserved one.
Did they? So I don't remember now in the book, but did they like create that Willy Wonka like look to him on purpose?
I think it was.
Was it something that the movie created?
Yeah, I think that was on purpose. Yeah. Do you see the clips and stuff that they posted of what's her name, the girl who played Lex, doing the Jello?
She
recreated the scene on their press junket.
You were about to say something. I interrupted you. It wasn't the clip. You were talking about.
I was asking about the Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I was asking like, did they purposely try to make him emulate Willy Wonka a little bit?
I do think so.
Or are we just putting that on ourselves? I mean, you can't.
I think it comes with the territory of the wonder of that. Welcome to Jurassic Park sequence. It's like, I think the wonderment of that scene coupled with his stature as this figure kind of just brings that on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How you liking that on a pump?
These are good.
They're dangerous, right?
Oh, God. 5%. Might not be able to drive home.
All right. So we've done several clips. I'll call this, there's plenty more we've missed. I'll call this our last one.
Okay.
Because I do think it somewhat appropriate.
Did you have the toys growing up? I had like almost all.
Oh, I had so many of them.
I wish I still had.
Yeah,
I wish I never took them out of the box. But
I had a Velociraptor that when you kicked the legs back, it roared.
Did it?
Remember that? So cool. So in this sequence, there are a lot of mistakes. 2 I'm going to highlight.
Okay, so we're in the climax
actually 3 I'm going to highlight.
We got in the raptors. They've jumped on top of the dinosaur bones in
the skeleton that's suspended, and they all break apart and are hanging.
In the center, in the welcome center, I guess you would call it. I feel like those bones would be so heavy it would kill you.
Yeah. So...
Did I miss it? Did I miss one of the mistakes?
There was 2 there. So... When Ellie falls shot to shot, she falls off of the piece that she's hanging from. So did you see it?
I did. I think I
should have had these clips pre-made.
Next.
Them. All right. So
okay, again. She's swinging.
It's right about Timmy falls.
There she is.
Right there. Falls off, back on.
Oh.
So when the tail section that Lex is hanging from, it breaks down, and we're supposed to believe that it like holds position, but she falls off of it in one shot. But that's mistake number one. The next big mistake that I want to highlight is an actual visual effects based mistake.
Okay.
And it is very tricky to catch. I actually think they may have amended it for this version, for the remaster, but it's right there, and it's only visible for a single frame. It's whenever the T-Rex first bites the Velociraptor.
Does it like go through the
There is a single frame that the Velociraptor does not appear.
Oh, really? You would probably have to slow it down.
It is almost impossible. You have to have like hummingbird level sight to catch it.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
But it is a single frame, and it is a visual effects mistake that made its way all the way through the pipeline.
Huh. That one I never knew. I can't even see it.
It's tough to even catch it.
Yeah.
But I have seen some frame by frame breakdowns. Yeah.
If you've never read the book, I do
recommend the book.
I do recommend the book. I like how the book starts. Honestly, that would be my one. As much as I love the opening, there's
a lot of different perspectives. It's got that Michael Crichton perspective where it's like you're reading a report.
Yes, exactly.
It has that omniscient point of view.
It starts out a little bit differently. Like it's essentially kind of the same thing. We're getting the same sense of what's going on,
but from a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah, there's something like something's. I think the dinosaurs actually get off the island. It sort of starts a little bit closer to how the Lost World movie starts.
Yeah.
In that they've already come off the island a bit.
They definitely mixed bagged it with the sequel too. Like they carried over interesting elements.
I have not read the Lost World book yet, although that's on my list.
It is much more different than the first one is from it.
Yeah, but that, and I distinctly remember like the dinosaurs, like he would describe them in a way where like think that they would like when they would bite someone that they would leave. I don't know if it was like their saliva or something would stay behind, or it was like their saliva was like gooey or like acidic or slimy. He describes like there's a lot of slime that comes with them almost. There's as violent and as gory.
It's much more R-rated.
Yeah, the book has a lot more gore in it, at least how I imagine.
And I remember there was a conversation on a show that James Cameron hosted a few years back on AMC, and he was talking like with a bunch of different big time directors like George Lucas, Spielberg, a bunch about different things that they had done. But he brought up talking about Jurassic Park with Spielberg in their segment. And he talked about the fact that he had pitched to Universal when the script was going through them, that he wanted to do it and he was vying to get the script to execute it, but he was going to do it as that hard R rating like the book was, and would have been a very different movie.
Yeah, no. That's interesting. So like if, let's just say, and I'm not saying someone should do this, but who knows? Maybe they will. They probably will. But let's say you completely reboot Jurassic Park and just say we're remaking it, but we're going to start from the beginning.
First off, you've already failed.
But if you did it, if you were like, okay, we're going to redo the franchise, we're going to make it for a new generation.
Start it fresh.
The older movies are their own thing. This does not count to those. Would you go that route? Would you go the more R-rated route with it?
You definitely have to do something different with it.
Like, would it still, I guess also too, like if Jurassic Park were made today, would it still be the icon?
I was going to say, I don't know if you could do it as a hard R rating. I think it would be more catered towards kids.
Would you have to, would it be the other way? Would you have to
I think it would go the other way.
Even less violent?
I think it would be more the action-adventure type.
Even more action-adventure than the original.
Yeah, I think that in the modern age, that would be the direction it would go.
You think? Now, would they? I'm assuming they'd just make everything CGI.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some close-up maquettes.
No,
like puppets.
If even that.
Somebody in a suit walking
in
around.
your Velociraptor feet, your Steven Spielberg.
Have you ever seen those pranks that people have done where they wear like the dinosaur suit?
No.
And they just scare people in their work, in like their office.
No, but that's amazing.
Or something
Is it like the
like
inflatable ones or like the real deal?
No, they like look like the real deal. In fact, when I was at Universal in California, in the Jurassic Park.
Mr. Big Time.
All right. Now, there's like millions of people in California. It's like the fifth largest economy in the world.
I, the humble Matt Hahn that I am, just happen to be one of the most amazing people.
Yeah. That's, it's what I tell myself every day. I look at the mirror. I'm like, you got this. And then I begin to weep. But they had the performers. They were, I will say this, let me real small little sidebar. The ride at Universal in California, at least, the Jurassic Park ride. It's no longer Jurassic Park, it's Jurassic. And I was like, damn. Little bit, but that's okay. I understand. It completely makes sense. I'm not complaining. It's more just me being like, because I will always know it as Jurassic Park.
Yes.
So they have it more of the Jurassic
However,
World.
it is still the Jurassic Park themed water ride in the Orlando site.
Oh, it is at the Orlando site.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder if it goes the same way. So like in the California one, you basically you pretty much start out on the boat the whole way, and it's just kind of it almost is like what do they call those? Like dark rides where like,
like interior.
Yeah. And you just kind of watch some stuff. Dinosaurs pop out, shoot water at you until you get inside. And then and I have to say the animatronics are amazing.
Oh my God.
Like they look real. And then the Indominus Rex is coming in. And
so they changed it up.
Well, wait a minute. I thought they did for a second.
Yeah.
They got me here. Okay.
Ooh,
they got me here because like I always had known, the T-Rex comes out at the last second. Well, the way they set it up, like you see the Indominus Rex like a few times, you see the Velociraptors and you're in the dark.
Yeah.
And then at the very last second before you're about to drop, you see the Indominus Rex and he creeps out like to the left. He creeps out and he's like right above you. And then just out of freaking nowhere, the T-Rex just shoots out in front of you from the dark.
Oh God.
And it's still there, and you barely look like you're gonna go right into his mouth.
Oh my gosh.
And then you drop, down the final slope. It got me.
Gotta hand it to Universal.
I kept the picture. I was with my sister and my niece, and it got me. I was like, whoa. So the one in Orlando is still Jurassic Park.
Still Jurassic Park.
Maybe they did that just to...
I think it's so you have both options.
So you have both options, yes.
Yeah.
So if you want Jurassic World, you got to go to California.
Yeah.
If you want Jurassic Park, you got to go to Florida.
Yeah. And Universal is just killing it. They have for the duration of, I don't know how long this summer, but they have a 30-year anniversary store, which is typically their Halloween Horror Nights store. Is their tribute for that. They're using it this summer for a lot of 30th anniversary Jurassic Park merchandise. So if you have a problem with merchandise like I do, check it out.
Yeah. Here's a good thing. If you were remaking this today, starting from fresh, you'd say you would go the more family friendly route, or try and keep it as
I think that's where it would
PG
go.
rated as we could.
I think I think if you're appealing to the mass audience,
now I'm thinking about it. Is the original one rated PG or is it PG-13?
I'm pretty sure it's PG-13.
Okay.
Because for as much implicit horror as there is in it, there is some actual blood and certain things. So I think that they would have been forced.
So I don't remember.
Let me double check myself.
I don't remember what the code is. I have a feeling I would probably go the darker route. I would maybe gear it a little bit closer to the book in terms of what happens. But hey, you never know what ideas.
It is PG-13.
It is PG-13.
Confirmed. It is PG-13.
Okay, interesting. So here's your question: who are you gonna? And we'll just stick to like some of the main play. We'll stick to Ellie, Grant, Hammond, and Malcolm. Who are you going to cast today? Are you going to maybe get some unknown? Let's start with Hammond. Who would you cast
So
as
this whole
Hammond
concept,
today?
I actually saw one of these for Back to the Future.
Okay.
And it was on our Red Letter Media group, for one thing. But I had to laugh because did you see this?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, because it's like almost like you're talking, like it's almost beat for beat the same thing.
Is it? Oh, shit. It's like subliminally.
For Back to the Future, they did like Jim Carrey as Doc, Tom Holland as Marty.
And I just hate this concept so much.
I could, you know what? I could maybe
Tom Holland, I guess, fits.
I guess I could kind of see him as that. He wouldn't be my first choice, but I wouldn't hate it.
But just don't remake it.
No.
Don't do it.
Although, are they going to remake it?
There's a lot of talk about it.
Okay.
But Back to the Future episode, we'll get into it. They can't legally.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, we're going back to
Back to Jurassic Park. Yes, if I'm recasting it, who would you put?
I don't know why Christoph Waltz came for John.
Yeah, he'd be a good Hammond.
I feel like I
like
know.
that.
Maybe,
he's a little young, but
maybe you could I could just see him as that. Like, I mean, again,
he'd be more Wonka-ish, I think.
Yeah, he'd be more Wonka-ish.
I don't know if I like that.
Who else could you do? Grant?
Just Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford
He's
as
still
John
doing
Hammond.
movies. Yeah.
Who's big now? Or do you pick someone do you go complete unknowns? Because given that it is a known franchise at this point, you could just discover new actors and actors.
But I don't think studios would bank on it.
But probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't think studios would bank on it.
Yeah, that's true. It's always got to be.
Then what? They need to share buck, dude.
We got to make sure this is going to make the big bucks.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey
as Ian Malcolm.
I'm I'm trying to think who. See, I've been out of the game a little bit now. I don't know who are some of the more up and coming actors and
Tom and
actresses.
Holland, Zendaya.
I could see her in that as Ellie. Do you think?
Yeah,
I could see her in that.
yeah, I could see it.
I'd be fine with that.
She's what, 23?
I like her in Dune.
Yeah. Laura Dern was only 23.
Really?
When they shot
Jurassic Park?
Do you believe that?
No, I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. Okay.
Yeah. I had a joke. I'm not going to say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who would I cast as Grant? I'm trying to think.
Grant's a tough one. I don't know that you can. He's too good.
I mean, Sam Neill did an incredible job.
Also, he did so much horror right before this.
Yeah. Spielberg says, hey, we got a movie for you.
It does lend credence to my theory that a lot of the big directors of the time were robbing from John Carpenter.
That is true. I mean, we can do a whole episode on John Carpenter. Yeah, let us know who you guys would cast if we're just saying Ellie, Hammond, Malcolm, and Grant. Just those four, I'd say. If you got anyone else, but yeah, I'm interested to see who would you go unknown, or would you actually try to put? I think you would maybe want a few big names in there, but you could maybe go half and half. You could have a few that are unknown and a few that are more well.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be a
more established actors at the very least. Yeah,
but of the clips that we pulled, which do you find to be the most interesting error over the years? Which one has grabbed you the most?
Well, the one in the T-Rex paddock. You know what? I still think it's the T-Rex paddock. There's
another one that I didn't think of, but it happens in the beginning with the scene with Nedry. So the bag changes position between shots.
Oh, when Dotson is coming in.
Yeah, a lot of simple continuity errors like that.
Yeah,
but that was one I did want to bring up.
Which has to be a nightmare to keep track of sometimes.
Yeah, especially when you're on a tight schedule like that.
Yeah, I would have to say it's got to go to that drop in anything that happens around the T-Rex paddock. That drop in the T-Rex paddock.
The geography around it is rough.
Throws me off.
And because it definitely spawned more than a few
and still sticks with me. Because all the other ones I understand the Nedry playing the video one. I think it's just funny.
I think it's funny because it's one of those really dated ones.
The editing one, I can see why they did it. I'm shocked that they didn't it was the same shot, but maybe they could. I'm shocked they didn't have more to cut out or start it or from another point in the clip. In the shot rather than that one. I never knew that one, so that one's interesting. That's a new one to me.
Yeah, that one's always bothered me.
That one might be the one that overtakes the other stuff.
Yeah, it's
the other thing. I can at least explain the other one with maybe the geography of the park is not.
Yeah, but the other
there are mountains.
The other one I feel is a result of chaos on the stage shoot.
Yeah,
because they were so flustered. I feel like a lot of elements had to be pushed around and changed up, and it was one of those things that just got screwed up in the shuffle.
Yeah, no, that one might be the one that I think eventually takes its place, the editing one, because
that's a tough one.
I had never noticed it, but now I'm like, oh my god, yeah, why?
It's one when you never notice it, but once you start thinking about it, like, wait a minute, oh whoa,
yeah, what happened here? What?
Yeah, and I do think it just comes down to I think that there was some stuff
was Michael
cut
Kahn
out.
Who edited it too? Who edited? I think it was him, right? Not in no way am I comparing myself to Michael Kahn.
Double check that. I'm not ChatGPT who edited Jurassic Park.
This is how it starts.
This is how it ends. Game of Thrones.
No. Don't
we don't discuss.
We don't discuss that here.
All right, it's me. Google Michael Kahn.
Hey, you got okay.
He called it. First shot. Babe Ruth calling
first try. But anyway, yes, definitely still a classic. Still worth watching.
Yeah,
always.
For all the mistakes that it has, it still shines through as a masterpiece. Almost none of them are noticeable if you're not looking for them. Yeah, which I think is a testament to how perfect.
Yeah, and the fact that 30 years, I still didn't notice some of them until you brought them up.
The lighting.
So thanks for that.
The lighting rig in the background, I'd never seen that before.
You never seen that? That was one of the ones that
I'm shocked I'd never seen that one before. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, and a lot of them are really dumb, mundane continuity errors.
Yeah, but definitely worth watching again. Even just for your leisure and pleasure.
I will say it is in the top 3 most rewatchable movies of all time.
Yeah, I would agree.
Maybe above both The Thing and Back to the Future.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Maybe.
Oh, you did say maybe. Definitely top 10.
Definitely
least.
Top 10.
Yeah.
No question. Dean Cundey, John Williams, Stevens, Ace in the Hole.
Fish in a Barrel.
Towns of Fish.
People with a Barrel. Fish in a Barrel.